Hey, what's going on, folks? Chris of Dating Doc here. So I see this article by Cosmopolitan Magazine. That's basically it's a survey by Tinder. Okay, keep this in mind. Keep everything I'm saying in mind because I'm going to circle back to it. It's a survey done by Tinder, or I should say sponsored by Tinder. It was actually conducted by Morar HPI. They asked over 1,000 singles, 18 to 25-year-olds, on their view on dating versus long-term relationships. Okay, and these are some of the statistics here. So 1 in 4 single women say that being single makes them feel empowered versus 17% of men. 71% of single young millennial women say that made a conscious decision to be single, of which 62% did so to prioritize themselves and their own needs versus 47% of men. And 60% of women say that they have felt uneasy about the idea of a long-term relationship. Let's get back to this. First off, this is the 18 to 25-year-olds that they surveyed. 18 to 25-year-olds. So if you're not in school, more likely you're working straight out of high school. And if you're not working straight out of high school, what are you doing? You're in college. So, let's see here. Marrying little Billy or studying for midterms and possibly working towards getting a eventual six-figure salary. What is a priority? Come on now, guys. When you have Tinder doing the survey, and that now all of a sudden inspires the basically Tinder took this survey and they used it as a way to justify this new single is a terrible thing to waste campaign. And they're using these very skewed statistics to justify that. Well, here's the thing, Tinder. It's obvious that's what they should be doing. They should be not focusing on a long-term relationship, especially when we've come out of the post-recession era, when folks are wanting to still look for jobs. Okay, regardless of the new hike in the available jobs, 18 to 25-year-olds are the ones that are most afflicted. Yes, they're going to want to concentrate on studies. This is such a skewed survey. It doesn't really tell me much. The only thing that it did tell me, which I thought was interesting, was that 55% of those surveyed thought that fellow singles were more fun and open to experience than those in relationships. So basically what they're saying right here is that the fear of becoming boring in a relationship was a very real thing for 39% of respondents. This is the same demographic. 71% of those under age 34 dominate Snapchat, and the demographics for Instagram, you're looking at about 64% of those that are under 34 that dominate Instagram. So again, this is generational. To me, this is very generational. We have the generation like myself, over 34, that grew up on not having caller ID. We could still meet someone at happy hour in a natural setting, eye contact, not staring down on our phone, and make magic happen. And now you have the folks that are under 34 that have now grown up with Snapchat, with Instagram, with Tinder, and that's their way of connecting with someone. So all these apps are really just cousins to each other. They quell that boredom. And that's what's happening with dating, is that Tinder is not a means to an end to something magical happening. It's a time filler, just as a Snapchat, just as an Instagram. You even see that with some of the features on Tinder that inspire Instagram type activity, from the videos, the stories, the mutual friends, things of that sort. So Tinder, I got it. I know what you're doing, post some statistics and then make it sound like it's justifiable. But again, nothing surprising here. Of course, college age kids should focus on college instead of a long-term relationship. So it's almost as if McDonald's were to come up with a campaign that says, "Eat better, Americans." Do you really think that's going to help them? No. So if Tinder came up with a date responsibly or find a mate, something of that sort, it's just not going to work out for Tinder. So a little bit skewed. And all I'm really asking for folks to do is once you read any article, dating, politics, whatever, look at the details of who's done the survey and why it's being done. It doesn't tell me much, But again, the only thing that sticks out is that these millennials they think it's boring. They think the idea of being in a relationship is boring, and they're addicted to novelty. And again, to me, that's been caused by the swiping culture that has been promoted heavily by Tinder, as well as Bumble and some other sites. So check it out. I posted a link for the original article. I'd like to see what you think. Feel free to comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that the young generation, do you think they're doomed when it comes to actually getting a connection going? Or do you think that quantity of swiping is going to beat out and they may find love? What do you think? Let me know.